When students come and they start living on their own and on campus and off campus and having their own roommates and houses, and a lot of parties go on, obviously, a lot of alcohol and maybe other things. And then there's, obviously sexual activity and hooking up and, at these parties, and people getting mad at each other and people having regrets after doing things. And so you deal with all of that. And so when someone says they're assaulted, obviously we take that, law enforcement obviously takes that very seriously. But you also see where people have just made the wrong decisions and it's not quite the level of a sexual assault, but it's being misconstrued. And just being, even uttering the words, is enough to cause alarm. And if a law enforcement officer contacts you about something like that, it's serious. It is always serious. And sometimes, it's not a sexual assault, and we have to look at that. I mean, it's not always, we always believe when let's say in this case, a female says, we always believe that, but sometimes there's other motivations. It's probably not popular to say, but there's false accusations out there. And there's bad judgment that led to trying to cover up maybe the fact that, she or he did something, right? So they're tough cases and they have to be dealt with in a manner where you get all the facts, you interview all the witnesses, you know exactly what everybody saw. And in a sexual assault case, if someone's being investigated, you basically want to get more information, or as much information as you possibly can get, so that you have ammunition should a charge come. That's one that you want to do a whole lot of investigation before anything really happens, if a person is being accused of something that serious. What typically happens is someone will get a call from a law enforcement officer, and that officer will say something to the effect of, why don't you come downtown, we want to talk to you about something. And they might be kind of vague. So about this party that you had, and if you ask, you're like, oh, okay. Well, generally because you've heard through the grapevine, especially in the student population, it's like, oh my gosh, such and such said that, you didn't just hook up, that you forced her or something like that. You usually have some heads up that that's coming. And then when the officer calls you, or the detective, at that point, you're getting ready to go downtown and you're getting ready to be questioned, and you might not walk out of that room without handcuffs. So that as soon as law enforcement calls you and says, come talk, that's when you need to, or really you need an attorney before then if someone's accusing you of something like that. But for sure, you need an attorney right then before you go in and speak to law enforcement. Their job is to gather information to basically prosecute you. So they're gonna not tell you what they know, but they're gonna try to box you in to bolster the case potentially, and you gotta be ready for that.